Let's have a look at the Sounds Right Initial Code main collection books. This is a group of 24 books divided into two sets. So we have the first set, which has the first 14 books, and set 2 has got a further 10 books. These books cover the initial code, which is learning your letter sounds of the alphabet, learning the basic consonant spellings that have 2 letters, 1 sound, or digraphs like th and sh, moving from words with just 2 and 3 sounds in them up to words that have 4, 5, or 6 sounds in them. So I'll show you what that looks like as we have a look at the books. So here's a look at the covers. We've got these ones in set 1 and a further group in set 2. So they have a variety of illustrators and a variety of characters in them. So the first set have got learning these new sound to spelling correspondences, and they start off with just 5 sounds in the first 2 books. That's called Unit 1, and they increase gradually the number of sounds that are included in each subsequent unit or couple of books which focuses on that unit. So moving into 2 letters representing 1 sound here in Unit 7 with the double letters like FF and SS. And then in the second set, the structure of the words gets a little bit more complex. So we move to having consonants beside each other, like in nest, nest, rather than the first set, which just have the consonant vowel consonant structure, so only up to 3 sounds within a word. And they move right through, gradually increasing the number of sounds per word, and then introducing those consonant digraphs in Unit 11. So let's have a little look. So I love these books. Even the very first book, which has only got those 5-letter sound correspondences. So Tim, Tam, and Sam. I'm actually going to read you this one just to show you the kinds of things you'll find in the books. So I love how these books really give you a platform to have some really neat conversations and exploring what's going on in the stories as the children have that success with decoding just a couple of words. So here we go. So Tim. And Tim's a bit cheeky. He's pouring water on the seesaw here at the playground. And you just want to keep an eye on this gardener up the back of the park. And Tim calls out, Tam, sit. Here she comes. And she says, Tim, because she sits on the wet seat that he's just made for her. And then we've got Tim and Tam together are now pouring water onto the seesaw. And this gardener's busy up the back. And they say, Sam, sit. Here's Sam. He says, Tim, Tam. And they're having a good old giggle at him. And they decide they're going to go on the swing. So Tim sat, Tam sat, and Sam sat. Here's that gardener having the last laugh here. And now they've all got wet bottoms because he wet the seat for them, ready for them to come and sit down. Tim, Tam, and Sam, all realizing they've got wet pants. So that's a really enjoyable first try at having a go at reading a real book. I meant to say they've got nice, sturdy cardboard covers, gloss finish, and then so this is the second book in there. So I just want to show you a couple of books moving through the series to show that sort of gradual increase in difficulty that we give to the kids as they move on through. So you get an increasing amount of text. So here's one from Unit 4 called The Hens. So that first book had really large font, and the font here has reduced a little bit, and we've got quite a bit more words per page. And what I like about the Sounds Right books is that you do get a lot of text per page as you move through the series, which means you may not get through a full book in a reading session with the children, but you've got a lot more text for them to practice on. So there's a lot more meat in the books as they go through. Okay, so Sam, Bob, and Meg feed the pets. Sam got the dog in and fed him. Bob got a pan of cod for Mog the cat. And in the same way, lots of decodable books have to use words that might not be so familiar for the kids. So there's a lovely vocab item there with cod, kind of fish. So they're on a farm, they've got chickens. And anyway, Meg did not put the top on the pen. So all the chooks get out and they have to go and get them all back. They've caught them, put them back in. They've gone in the van. They're trying to have a drive in there. That's quite funny too. Anyway, it finishes up. Meg got a hen and the hen got Meg. Well, that's a bit of fun as well. So the final, these are both set 1. The final unit in this series is unit 6. So you get a book like this. Jim is fed up and he gets really annoyed with the weather. So first he's too hot in the sun. Just want to show you the amount of text per page. Then it's too wet and he's fed up with that too. Then it gets too windy and foggy and muddy, and anyway, he and Mum have a nice time. But I wanted to point out, so throughout the books, you get a little, you'll just get the odd word dropped in that is not decodable, and it will be a word like in this book, windy. But for every book, any high frequency words that the children haven't yet learned the alphabetic code for will be on the back of the book here. So words in this book that readers may need help with is is, I, the, for, of, are, was, put, wind, because we haven't covered adjacent consonants yet. So the nd at the end, a word with 4 sounds, windy, and cannot. And that's a nice decodable word that we can help them break into 2 syllables. But they're just sprinkled through. This book will be the one that has the most words out of all of that set 1. Those set 1 books in there. All right, so moving into set 2, we start with moving into those words with consonant blends or consonant clusters like ink and nest. So we've got a book like this, Is It Magic? And you've got a similar amount of text per page in these beginning books. And I'll show you a final book from the series. So this is in the last unit of set 2, unit 11, and it's called The Song Thrush. And we'll get this much text per page now. So just reading you this one. It's a song thrush nest, said Dad. A cup nest of grass, twigs and mud. I think the mum will come back. Let's just sit, shall we? So they wait and they learn a little bit about the song thrush in the garden through this story. She was plump with long, thin legs. She held a small shell. Dad said, she will grip the lip of the shell and thump it on the path. It will smash, and then she'll grab the snail and gulp it up. So again, snail has got code like AI that they're about to learn next, and that often happens in the Sounds Right book. A new piece of code that's coming up next will be sprinkled in maybe just one word in the story, and you get that opportunity to introduce them to that. But otherwise, they're very tightly controlled for how decodable they are. So those are the initial code main collection books available.
The 24
books divided into 2 sets.
The first 14,
which go up to all the single sounds and the double letters, and then the second set move into those words with consonants beside each other in them.